Hey everybody, welcome back to Midwifery Wisdom Reacts. I'm Meredith Strayhorn. I'm a former doula and a current student midwife, and also the PR director for Midwifery Wisdom Collective. And we're here today with some amazing people reacting to a community birth video. It's a water birth at a birth center. So if you guys want to introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, I'm Roxanne Barnes. I'm a midwife who makes. I am a midwife, a fabric artist, and a body talk professional, and I'm based in Phoenix, Arizona.
Awesome. Welcome. Thanks. We're so glad you're here. So glad you're
me
here.
too.
Hello, my name is Charice Rodgers. I am a mom, specifically a new mom to a 5-week-old. I'm just glad to be here to chat about home births and birth as a whole.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Doesn't take much to see you're hurting, my dear. Oh, but what you don't know is...
Yeah, I love that, the support of that partner. That was beautiful to see, and how he came and he was so attentive, or they were so attentive. I'm assuming he's a he, tying up their hair and everything. That was
Yeah.
beautiful to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah,
and I was kind of, I was thinking through too, like, as, she got in the tub and she's like, fixing her hair. I'm like, okay, well, if she's still worried about her hair, are we ready for the tub yet? It might be a little early. So,
Restless tug of war you're caught in between, and it keeps you up at night. Oh, promise I'll keep fighting this. I don't wanna see the other side unless you stand. I'll go behind enemy lines to make sure you will be alright. Oh my God! Don't give up, not without a fight. I'll go behind enemy lines.
got out, did some dilating on the toilet. Like I said, that is my favorite spot.
Dilation station.
So well, the dilation station. Yeah. Being able to just, sit and relax and open up and then warmed the water back up when she got back in the tub.
Indeed.
No guaranteed fortune or fame, but I live a normal life spent with you and the conqueror. Wanna hope you got it. Promise I'll keep fighting. I don't wanna see the other side unless you stand with me. None of this means anything.
Oh, you looking at mama.
Oh my goodness, he's a child.
Everybody touches.
Rooting away.
Rootin', getting hungry.
The lights are so much brighter.
It's so nice that, the staff has really not been in the shot, stayed into the background.
I got joy in my soul.
Sister.
I got joy in my soul.
Oh wow. What a service.
Right? This is one of
Okay, you
those.
guys are gonna have to explain to me what the end part was. I don't think I've ever seen or heard of that before.
So like an herb bath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So lots of different herbs to help heal postpartum.
Got you. Immediately after having the baby.
If you're not stitched up, then
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
But you have to be careful doing any like herb baths or sitz baths if you have sutures, because it can dissolve the sutures faster than what they're supposed to. But
That was really cool.
I don't think I've ever actually done that with any of our clients. Have you, Roxanne, done any of
I've
the herb
not immediate. No, and I've worked in all areas and hospital, birth center, at home, and we've never done one immediate, but I have had clients that will do it the next day. And they'll do it themselves. We'll leave them the herbs for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we've done the same too, where we'll have somebody come back at 24 hours, the 24-hour visit, and help, maybe help make that for them at that visit. Yeah, for sure.
It's a nice little service that they provided. Cool.
Yeah, it's neat to see at the birth center. Because I haven't experienced any births at a birth center, but it's really neat to see how they've really created that space to look like a home. So you kind of get that home birth environment feel, but the providers are still able to have all of their stuff stocked in there, and it makes that so much easier from that standpoint, because you've got everything, exactly where everything is. It's set up the same way every time. And
yeah, after seeing that space, it would definitely be a space I'd have my baby in. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
It was
for
very
sure.
serene hotel environment, like.
Yeah, and they had like a little desk off to the side where the midwife was sitting, kind of like doing her paperwork or her charting or whatever, just there but not there, just very much out of the way.
I will say this was a good video when I was looking at it to kind of explain to healthcare people and kind of the rest of the world, the community, on how babies of color look when they come out. That baby was fine. It's, a baby of color, and it looks like, ooh, it's not pink enough. But if you notice, like, that baby was fine and slowly pinked up. And I find that happens a lot with babies of color, specifically Black babies, African American babies. They look a little at first, but that they're fine,
Yep.
You use other indicators to see how
Yes.
that baby is doing versus solely using the color that shows up on them. And unfortunately, I feel with the APGAR system, so many providers will count off a lot of color because they're looking at a baby and expecting it to look like, a Caucasian baby or a fair skinned baby.
Yep. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And even like being a student, that's something that I had to learn, because, what they're talking about, like in our books or the videos that they show us, in school, I'm like, it's not what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is still normal. Like there's a variation to normal based on,
right,
what baby is coming out, Yeah. So I definitely think a lot more training needs to be had regarding what newborn babies of color look like, what's normal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Water birth babies too, because they're a little different sometimes.
Yeah.
The part that I absolutely adored, and I know this is a thing for me as a midwife that I kind of pride myself on, don't just put the baby in, the birthing person's hands, wait till they're ready to receive that baby. And he had the baby the whole time, and then she reached for that little one.
Yeah.
That was precious. I was like, yes.
Yes.
And they weren't rushing, like the health, the midwives, assistants weren't rushing to put that baby onto, that birthing person's chest. That was just fantastic. Fantastic to see.
I agree. It was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I was agreeing with Roxanne. I love that she had a support person who was very attentive. That stood out to me. It's huge coming from my experience when you have people who, are right next to you, just there for whatever it is that you need. It makes the whole experience, I would say, different.
Yeah, it really does, and that's something that we need to consider too. And so as care providers, as support people, if we are with a client who doesn't have, an additional support person there, how can we step in? What are the ways that we can help provide that same feeling, that same support? Because I think it's necessary, when we're talking about community birth, like, we are a community. It's not necessarily just that person's immediate community. How do we create community so that we all get that experience?
Yeah, I'll just speak personally. Yeah, I just had a baby and it was a longish labor. And there were times that I fell asleep, but every time I woke up, someone was there, next to me, asking me what I needed, suggesting things, for me, to change positions or try something new as I continue to labor. And that was, I don't even know how to describe like how it made me feel supported during that time.
Yeah. It is a necessity. Like, it's something that I think is taken for granted in our healthcare system,
It is
it's
absolutely taken for
the
granted.
missing piece.
It is, and in the community, you find more community midwives who are providing that service, which is nice. But then I kind of counter with at what cost? Like, why aren't we involving our community? Like, if that midwife is doing all the things, at what cost to themselves potentially? This is where you have to get your community built, bring your doulas in, bring your assistants in to kind of help in that process, your students to help in that process, so that you have longevity in this field and you don't get burnout.
Yes, because burnout is ridiculous in this field. First of all, I mean, just talk about like the logistics of midwifery care. Long hours, on call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, sometimes for years if you don't schedule it right. You have to literally, like, I'm not taking clients during this time because I have to recharge.
Yes.
And actually, we have the Midwifery Wisdom experience coming up this November. Shameless plug. Yes. And so, we are really excited to also offer retreat after the conference. So we get to learn, we get to commune with one another, and then we get to retreat. We get to take care of ourselves and, really find some healing and some grounding. And I can't tell you how important it is. I know my preceptor struggles to take vacations, and so she's been really intentional on building in that time for herself, even if it's like, hey, I'm blocking off the second half of Saturday in the schedule so no clients can schedule because I need to spend an afternoon with my family. And so I'm extremely proud of her for that, because I know it's difficult when we get so wrapped up in the work that we do, and we love our clients and we love to serve people, but then we forget to serve ourselves sometimes, so being able to do that is really special.
I'll say it's the hardest when you have the repeat client coming back when you're supposed to be off call. You're like, what do I do?
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you make the exception
like, it's
for
okay,
one,
like, right, like, I'll see you, and if I'm not at the birth, it's okay, and then you have to talk to your colleagues like, hey.
Yeah, like, we can do care up until, but this is my backup and I might be gone, and that's what I can offer you. That's the only thing I can do,